Yep, there you are. What? Hmm. Yeah, except for we haven't played it in so long, I don't remember anything on it, so. Oh, and I don't know if we've got other fields planted or not. Well, it says you're. Oh no, it says yeah. Yeah, he's messaged me before on Messenger. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was my birthday when I did that one. Yeah. Oh, I'm already. I think my birthday this year is on a Saturday. Well, and I don't, I haven't counted or anything yet, but I was like, I might see if Casual will be willing to work with that one way or another. Oh shoot! Oh shoot! I just remembered. I won't be around for my birthday this year because we got yeah, I won't be able to. I got something going on that weekend. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, mm-hmm. 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 Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, yeah. No, because no, it's not planted. I don't. So I don't even know what we did with the planters. Even what? Well, the harvesters are on the other side of the map. That's where we left them. But and I know we planted and stuff, but I don't know where we put the planters. Or mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love. I lo- I had everybody at least up to a certain point. Because I was really into that series until I switched to Xbox. The only thing I didn't like about Gran Turismo was they required you to buy or they required you to do these driving tests, which I get is very legit, but like I can't remember if it was the first one or the second one. They would not let you go any further until you passed all the tests, and then I and then by the and then by the third one, um, they 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 made it so that you had to attempt so many times, and then they decided to um stop having you take it, give you a pass on it. Yeah,
How about that? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I didn't realize my. That's right, because I changed settings because when I was streaming, my garage. Settings. Oh, thanks for letting me know in the chat there. I've been going for not quite, about 15 minutes with no song, no sound. Okay, cool.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
don't have planters.
Okay, no platters.
I don't.
And thanks.
Which
And
we
no, and you couldn't hear me. Sorry, Skull. No, we're not from Oregon. Actually, we're not even in. Each of us are not even in the same state, right? Physically, right now, obviously. But it was, yeah, probably was a weird one-sided conversation. Well, well, maybe that added to it. But so obviously you ride dirt bikes. We ride used to race. This guy right here race ATVs, and of course I have a bunch of motorcycles and such. And if you follow me on YouTube, you would know that. Obviously. So, are you getting us planters, or we? I don't care what we do. We could roll some more. We could go plow. We could
about a
grass.
house. I don't know. I don't know how to do this, but there's actually no wrong way to do this, anyways, because we own the whole map and we can do whatever we want. So.
Well, right. But anyway, what do you ride? What type of bike? What bike do you have? What type of riding do you do? We kind of get into that, and we talked about our history, past. We want to do a little watch party here because we used to film all of our adventures, I guess. What'd you call them that? All on videotape, VHS. So that's some stuff. What program am I using to stream? I'm using just standard OBS. I should say stock. Oh, I got a few.
Well, I don't know. So it says it's planting, or it says it's. See, I'm very confused.
Yeah, OBS. Well, here's the deal. Here's why you couldn't hear me, as I was. I stream this kind of stuff. Well, we do this once a week. My friend here, but also sometimes I have another setup, and I stream my projects, like restoring motorcycles, or last stream was working on. I do have some RC cars, so I had my 4-wheel drive RC I was working on. Then I some model building, kind of like diorama stuff, plastic models,
Okay.
like weathering and stuff. So anyway, all that to say, I had settings set up for different microphone, different camera, and a few different settings, because I sometimes do a 2-camera setup. And I forgot I had messed around with things. So,
Okay, I think I know what we need to do. Let's go
Okay.
over to the combines.
Okay. In one of them.
Yeah. Get it ready to travel.
Okay.
I think what happened. I think what happened is we harvested this last field, and then they're like, "Well, I don't want this whole thing to be a harvest video," so we
Hang on, I got
switched.
Hang on a minute.
You gotta unfold the.
Yeah, I know. Well, no.
You gotta unfold the header first.
Well, I know that, and I hit the wrong button here. Well, it says fold header. Oh, do I have to switch to?
Well, you will, but first you need the header.
There.
Yeah. I need to move forward.
Oh, it won't. Wait a minute. Attach the.
You're supposed to.
Okay, no kids, no bikes. used to what did you used to have? Got a I forgot. Okay, you had too scared of bikes. Okay, so you have an inner ear problem. I am joking. I am joking. That's my joke. I think quads are actually easier to die on. How do I kick the wheels out on the header?
You had to or fold the header first. That's what I tried. That's what I was
Oh, there
trying to
we go.
tell
Okay.
you.
Oh, it didn't give me that option. All right. Doing. Oh, button at the. Here's you think I'd get lost. Oh, damn. Oh. What's going on? Why?
Because you gotta get backed up, and then if you knocked it out of whack,
Yes, I
you
did.
need to back. You need to back. No, you're fine. You just need to back up further.
Oh, I'm right there.
There, you're
Oh.
back up further.
No,
There you
there.
go.
I don't know. The depth first. I have trouble with depth first. But anyway, the quads. What kind? Because Skull Crusher up here, well, 52. That was his race number. Part of it. He used to race. He was one of our quad guys. Dude, there's like actually like, well, I don't know that I've seen the app for that. Huh. Interesting. So yeah, I'm asking what kind of quad did you have? Have them now? Did you have multiples? You had the good old 400EX. Well, and the Quadzilla. Well, no, you didn't have a Quadzilla. That was the LT. I don't know. The Babyzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Remember if app have something started on a single player, and I don't know. Is this a console friendly map?
I don't know.
Because I think this is a map, isn't it? Like a.
It is. Well, I think it is. Yes. The thing is, it may be a console friendly map, but the mods I have loaded in.
Well, I know, but if
aren't.
you just started it up, standard, like if Brad was to.
Yeah.
This is a map that'd be friendly for console.
I was thinking of starting a different one.
This here.
Yeah, there's the big ditch right there.
Find a. Well, see,
That's why.
I was gonna
That's
maybe
why
go.
I'm
I was gonna
here.
go to this entrance over here, and it didn't look like I had enough room in the parking lot. Turn and then hook up. Go across the canal. See, they got irrigation canals here, so.
Hmm. I feel like completely lost on this map because
That's
I don't
okay, cause
remember anything that we're doing or anything.
fine. I feel lost about every time we play sometime.
Well, usually I got like even though I may not necessarily know on our other map, I have a good idea of what we're doing or what we're trying to accomplish. So when I jump into it, my problem with this map is I bought all the farm ground and then we haven't played it in so long. I'm like, I don't know where everything
yeah,
is.
what's yeah, no, I know what you like. What did we plant? Where is the status?
Yeah, what do we need to do?
Oh wait, we need to get a grain cart.
I'm bringing it.
Well, I guess I could.
You're good to cut. I'm bringing it up the road right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, looks like our viewer left. Maybe.
Sounds like it was a bad week for motocross racers this week in the
Yeah.
450 class.
I got to double check. I don't think I have Hunter Lawrence picked, but in a spot, but better check. I didn't have previously Eli in there, but but with that busted leg or whatever, he's probably not gonna. I mean, I imagine he'll probably, if he can ride, he'll ride to salvage what he can salvage.
Hey Mason. I'm doing good. How are you? Yeah. I haven't even watched the end of the last race.
Okay, well I won't spoil it.
I got up to the um I got up to the fourth, or I got up to the through the 250 main, and then I haven't seen the rest of it
Okay, well I
yet.
won't.
It's been a busy week, but I do know that Malcolm won.
Okay, well, yeah, but there's more to it than that. So
No,
I'm not.
well,
I
I
guess we
know
can't
he
talk
won.
about it because there's just it's a 450 main to um, watch. I mean, watch all the way through. I don't want to, but
I thought the 250s looked like it was a pretty interesting race
well,
too.
yeah, and that's 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 why the 450s are also something to watch. I mean, it just yeah.
Well, that track must have just been difficult.
Or something. Yeah, I don't know, because everybody had troubles in the qualifyings and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I think it was James that said that the sand was just like a monster this time around. So I don't know if they just overdid their sand area or.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
But then I was talking to the guy at work that's well, he's actually he's in that
Yeah, the
NMCA
Nebraska
group.
Cornhusker Motor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not doing very well.
Well,
I
neither
asked him
are.
today.
I mean, You
I,
know.
I know which one he is, but I asked him because I knew where he was, and on the in the leaderboard in our group, and I said, so how's Lettercross going? He goes, not good at all. He's like, I can't get any of this figured out. He goes, and just when I think I do, he's like, my guys don't win.
Yeah.
I said, well, and this is kind of what I've done. Um, every time I've kind of picked, I watch them, like I watch them race, and like maybe someone's racing really well, but their finish doesn't show exactly like. So they got fourth, but I feel like they looked like they were probably racing in second or something. I might.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of
I
Jason
kind of
Anderson
just.
every now and again. I mean, you know, he can pull out strokes of brilliance. Just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't always.
Well, I'm like, I kind of do some of that, and I've had decent luck with it.
Yeah. I mean, I that's guess that's kind of how I've picked them is who I think be consistent. I mean, if Jet was in there, he'd be one or two, kind of depending on how
Really,
I
he
felt
wasn't
Eli
even
might
been
do. But now,
before he got hurt. He wasn't even being consistent this year. Really.
well, yeah, he didn't start out like he finished last season. Get out of your road, and
No, I'm gonna go
because I was
back.
gonna cut a headlamp.
And yeah, I figured that's why I was gonna go this way.
Have a
Um.
drink.
Oh, I got out of the way for you.
Oh, well, that's all right. I might. Well, I couldn't make it.
Hmm.
I have to have.
Well, I don't think Chase has been consistent this year.
No, no,
He's just been the one that's maybe gotten enough point positions or higher point positions to put him in the
right. I
lead.
mean, that's the thing. I mean, he was up and down, and I thought he kind of got some of that up and down out of his system in the past season, where where he'd be in the lead and then just make a mistake, and
Mm-hmm.
he's I think he's cleaned
But
that up. But
you would have thought that since Jet wasn't there, he wouldn't feel so pressured and try and push himself to the over the limit, kind of like what he tends to do. Because that's
yeah,
in my opinion, that's what actually happens. Is he gets where he's trying to compete against Jet, and Jet's on a different level than him, and then he has to push himself a little bit further than he's able to actually ride,
exactly.
and then he wrecks, and then he's out. But I mean, those guys are all on like just on that edge, but I feel like he has to push himself like over to try and compete against Jet, and
Yeah, Jet. Well, and that's what's sad about him being out that way, because he's. It's funny. I've been listening to this. Well, you can hop in the.
I'm bringing the truck over.
Okay. Um, yeah, but Jet had the makings for being like a next. The way he was starting off, and again, he could still come back like a vengeance. Happened to Poto, but Villapoto, maybe he might be our next. I mean, he's got a lot of racing ahead of him. He might be our next, three-peat or four-peat. Poto was four.
Mm-hmm.
Four super. That, but again, it's pretty early to tell. But again, he's got stiff, pretty stiff competition because again, Jace is there, is a threat. So is Rox. And Roxon will probably be back for, I would think, another season. I mean, he's looking good now, but he's getting old, so he's gonna become a Kevin Wyndham, or a Chad Reed in his later years. You know what I mean? Where he's yeah, like a Chad Reed in his later years, where it's like, okay, he can top 5, podium even, but it's actual championship chances are maybe not there just because of age.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of this others might be up and comers. I guess Hunter could get in the mix there because he seems to be. I don't think he'll be at speed, but and Cooper Webb's there, but I feel like
my opinion of Hunter is he's got the he's got the technical know-how like Jet, but he's not willing to like push the edge. He's like willing to get up to it, but he's not like willing to push it or force it. But I thought Eli looked like he was doing good this year too until he got hurt.
Yeah, and again, he's always had flashes of brilliance. And I don't know,
looked like he kind of looked like his old self, if you ask me. But
yeah, and I don't know if it was Mike or he didn't start off well as he could have when he was on Kawasaki forever. And that's really rare because usually most of the greats started on Kawasaki. Like they came up on a Kawasaki. Or at least won a championship on like the team, like the support. Maybe not so much all the bike, but team. But I wondered if it just has changed and now because that's the thing, Anderson, and that could be Anderson, but this doesn't seem like you don't see the Kawasaki riders always seem well supported. They might have not been the fastest always, but it seems like that team is passing. Back there. But then then when he got to the Yamaha, he seemed to kind of take off. But I just wonder if he lost time, lost opportunity. I hate to think that with the level of talent, but I think that's just the way it is because everybody's on the Ricky Carmichael training program. Everybody trains. This is all they do. No real screwing around and all that stuff like the old days, where you can just come out and win or ride on talent alone.
Yeah.
But it's like if you don't, and that's what I fear for Jet. It's like you can't just come out swinging. Even if you don't you aren't winning. If you're right there early on, top 5, top 3 early on, you got a shot at not only a champion but just a consistently good career. Don't do that. I mean, I look at Barsha. He was supposed to just rev that 250, blowing it up every race. he could outride the bike at the time, and moved to the 450, showed a lot of promise, and then just I didn't, whatever reason, like fell off. Just couldn't sustain it. He'll probably never win a late.
Yeah.
Guys like kind of think Anderson too. He can always be there, but I don't think a championship ever gonna his eye too. This year would probably be the best, just because things got shaken up but
well, now who I think, I mean, he's kind of always kind of in that talk, but I think he looked really good so far this year as Webb.
Yeah, Cooper Webb.
I think he could. If anybody's going to probably challenge him that's left, it'd probably be Webb.
Well, that's what I think too. But his consistency's kind of up and down. It's not like he's crashing out, but he's just sometimes there, doesn't get the start, whatever, A little bit like Tomac too. Tomac doesn't get that start. I don't want to say it's over for him. He's made some miraculous rides, but he sometimes just can't get back in there. The field's too stacked.
And not that I wish anybody'd be injured or anything, but I was like, thought about that too. It's like, well, the season isn't over with yet. Because Chase has still got to get all the way to the end. It actually, we've got like 2.5 months left of racing.
Well, yeah. Well, and then another guy I hope to see get more into the mix is Aaron Plessinger. He's not even.
Yeah, I haven't really seen him.
Because he was awesome to watch. Because he'd be wildly inconsistent, but I mean, he could all of a sudden be there, and his good old boy, aw shucks kind of personality. I guess I like. I think we talked about this one time before, but kind of reminds me, he didn't race, but Kenny Bartram won. I guess maybe it's because on KTM and Cowboy kind of thing, but he kind of has that.
Well, and he goes by the same nickname, which kind of.
Yeah.
I hear that, and I'm like, okay, so I guess we're getting to that age where maybe they haven't heard of him, but I'm like, I would have thought they would have. I would have thought they would have, and that I was like, it's like we've already had a Cowboy.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Well, I guess Kenny did race, he wasn't in freestyle.
Yeah,
but I mean, just he was a likable. Outside, other than Pastrana, he was a different than, but he was just a likable, have fun kind of competitor, and that's what Plessinger is. In every interview you see, even if he's did terrible, still is smiling because he finished.
Yeah.
Whatever. And there's other ones like that too, are positive, but it's kind of he just seems like such an underdog. You want to see him do good. He doesn't have to win. You just want to see him.
Yeah. Well, it's like you said. I mean, we've said that in the past too. It's like there isn't anybody there that you don't want to necessarily see win. It's just like I'm just frustrated because the guys that are really could be fighting for this thing are all hurt now.
Yeah. Well, just it was awesome because there was five guys maybe 6 that could win the race, and then them all fighting for second, third, fourth, and fifth. I mean, some of those the pack, the leaders would be all not bunched up, but would be within seconds of each other. So one small mistake by the leader, by second place, the whole thing changed. You know?
Yeah. Wonder what this will mean for the outdoor too, because like I think I understood that Jet's going to be done for the year.
Well, that's kind of what I heard, and I don't know.
And now
I don't.
now Hunter he just has a shoulder injury, so he could be back technically for outdoors.
Yeah.
Because I think a shoulder injury. Well, I'm trying to think. Or he could be. No, they said it was a season-ending injury. Your collarbone. That's what I'm trying to think of. Because like a football player breaks their collarbone, they're out. Some of those they're only out for like 6 weeks.
Yeah. I guess talking 250s here, I guess I'm as far as what the future. That we're only watching coast.
No, we're on the East Coast
East
now.
Coast now. That's right. But
because Kitchen did not have a good race this first race.
But like that Joe Shimoda. I mean, I just he again. It's hard to predict, but like he could be, a real contender when he gets to the 450.
I don't know about contending, but I could see him I mean, it's always been hard for me to see the 250s and kind of be like, well, that guy's going to be great when he's a 450 rider, because it always seems like the ones that are great in 250s, maybe not so much in the 450s, and then the some guy that maybe wasn't very good in the 250s, somehow in the 450s they just come out. And then that might be a little bit like a older philosophy too, because like you said, everything now is everybody's all dialed in all the time already. So
well, and then that brings up the inevitable conversation of, what will Deegan look like on a 450? Well, who knows? Maybe he's doing good on the 250s, and right there, obviously. But I also think some of the, I don't even call it controversy, just some of the, the all eyes on him. I don't even say it's the hate, just all eyes on him. Even when he has a good race, but he doesn't win, it's like, point the finger. Oh, why didn't you win the race? And again, I have mixed feelings about that whole deal. But he can ride. He can back it up, so it's like not like, yeah, sure. I do have this feeling he had a few breaks, other breaks and opportunity because of his name that maybe some others wouldn't. But at least he isn't just resting on it either. Can ride. It's just he seems like he's not living up to his full potential, and that could just from the stats right now. But does that maybe mean he becomes a breakout 50s? Almost like he's not even like this isn't the plan, but it's almost like there's a little bit of a sleeper in the 250s there, but these other guys are winning over him, and then the 450. Everybody moves up, or when some of these guys move up, is he the one to dethrone? So whoever it is, that's the top. Is whether it's Sexton, whether it's Jet can come back full force, or things like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the next big thing, because I feel like there's a lot of next big things. Like you say, the Levi Kitchens of the world could be set the world on fire. That Shimoda
Well,
could be there. We could get many years of just all five guys that are all just right there.
well, and another one that besides Kitchen that had a bad race that I don't I kind of like too is McAdoo.
Yeah.
He had a bad one, but you know, watching Antsy and the I can't think of the other guy that was up there with him. They were teammates because it was Kawasaki going 1-2. They looked pretty good. Never heard of them before because I think they were all rookies, but or pretty close to it. I think ANC wasn't. I think he'd been there a year, so that I thought that.
Yeah, I mean, actually, funny because we're talking about the two. Actually, the 250, as of late, the 250s are becoming more and more of a race that you want to watch. Because I used to almost be like, whatever. Honestly,
Yeah, yes and no. I don't like the 250 Supercross because they're split East Coast West Coast. You don't get to
well,
see them compete against each other.
yeah, you only
You
get to
don't get
see
to
it
see.
well, not Las Vegas, but the finals. It used to be,
Yeah.
but
I like watching them in motocross because then you get to see the whole field all at once.
yeah, no, I've never liked that it was split. And honestly, do they? I know it's supposed to be the primer, get you going, but now that they got the quote future class for the young guns, and these guys have got, but these 250 riders have got full 250 factory stuff, factory support most, and of course
Uh,
maybe that's why they don't as privateer. But why don't they? 450 privateers got to do it if they want to go pro. It, but it's like, why can't the 250 just be the whole field rather than they only give them only have half a season, they all just come together.
well, the other thing,
Or if they got
like
to keep it separate for money reasons.
I never thought about it from the privateer thing because 250 riders, some of those kids there would be kids in school,
Yeah, and that
and
might all be why. But again, look at like
that could be
other
part of it.
industries. They just homeschool, so. But
Yeah, but they're still like dealing with school. They should be dealing with school.
well, right, they should exactly. Um, but
But I guess I always thought the reason why they did it was part of it too was just so they didn't get injured.
well, there's probably good reason, and that is probably a lot of it. And they probably figure, well, they're not all sure, so only have them do some races and that. But why not? Or why not do this? They still run half and half, but throw them at a few races that come closer together. Why not? Have they do this Triple Crown thing, which I think.
Yeah, I don't
Why
like
not?
I don't
Why
like that
not
either.
have three races, triple? 3 races. They don't score any different. Each of them still only scores for their vision, I guess. But throw them all together. Have 3 races where they're all thrown together, and that like kind of jumble up their kind of deal. Yes. I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe, but because then you could get a preview of, okay, this West guy and this guy that are top, how are they doing? And then when the next race comes, you see, okay, this guy's a little faster than that guy, and then kind of they get more experience with all these guys that they won't always race with or train with. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other wild thing too, and I know it's been this way for a long while now. The fact that competing riders on different bikes train together, you know, or run practice.
Yeah.
Seems like it should be all team practice together. See, because you don't want to give up any secrets. But that's the thing. Maybe there's no secrets in it because everybody's playing out of the same playbook because it was written essentially by Carmichael.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. And then they built off that. And the trainers. But I suppose that's why there was Carmichael and else, or there was Wrath and everything. Dungy is there's only so many good, top. There's so many Alton Bakers go around. So, well, if you snag him up, like Team Honda for snag him up, well, Yamaha's got to go to the next guy.
Now Alden's kind of out of that and more into actually managing the team.
He's the guy that after Ricky set the precedent of it, everybody wanted to train under him.
Yeah.
There was others. Well, then, almost like DeCoster as a team manager. Everybody wanted him.
The other thing was the thing that always caught me was kind of funny is, and I knew the second they said it that that's what was going to happen, but when Villapoto had hired him, they decided to have Roxon train to kind of give the Villapoto some competition, or like not competition, but someone to kind of train against.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Roxon started like, because he got to train with him, so then he started becoming better than even Villapoto was.
Yeah,
at the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because he got the same training, and they didn't see that coming.
In a way, and I don't know. So far, the racing isn't boring, but is that going to make it boring? Because not if they can keep so many guys up there in the top spot, and it's not one guy winning out all the time, because that's if you got 7 guys or 5 guys that you can cheer for that'll be up there, instead of just being like a Carmichael or a Dungey or I think that makes it exciting. And where I was going with that though is more like why I can't watch a lot of MotoGP, and I've tried in the past, and that is they're all going for it, but they're riding safe till like pretty much the last lap, and then that's when they. But and Supercross is different. I worry.
Well, but you can't do that, and
I just worry that they might all get to be so much the same that it'll just it'll come down to that. They'll all be together, and then it'll be just one pass. That I probably not, but
I don't think it can be because the track will make because the track will make it because you never know when you might catch that
I
rut
was trying
or
to just barely graze you because I didn't want to leave the little bit there.
um because you might always catch that rut or cross rut or
Yeah.
I think the track kind of takes that out.
Let's see. Down at
I
the
think
other end, there's no other. There's no more at the other end, right?
no, that was it. Yeah, because unless they switch to like a hard packed, perfectly manicured compact dirt, I don't think there's any way that you could ever. And even then, you'd still have spots where things would
You
get
know,
bad.
and it's all on YouTube. And let's see. I think. Well, they've uploaded the whole. I mean, they like delay it about 6 months, but not. But and it's X trials, so it's indoor trials, and it's on you. All the rounds are on YouTube, and I've been watching that the last few series or seasons of that uh, since I out that it was on. Um, yeah, X trial or indoor trials. They, or it's just the section stuff they do, but it's pretty exciting because there's some upsets. There's a guy that's pretty much best.
Mhm. Okay,
There.
we only have one more field of this to do, and then time is it?
I don't want to go too much. I'm hooked up. But it's something you maybe be able to watch because there's a lot of action, especially like the like I guess what you qualifying section. That sections just get harder as they narrow it down to the riders. That's been pretty interesting to watch because I knew it existed. I just long time. It's just speed back when it was speed vision. They used to carry those types of events.
All right. Yeah.
But speed kind of slowly quit, and then I didn't know where to watch it, so kind of oh whatever. And then I found and things like the and races like that.
Did you guys get any snow this week?
A little bit, maybe two. Mostly was.
It was. It was. We only got about 2 inches, and then where it worked, they probably only got about 2 inches. But I would guess. I would guess K Town got about 3 or 4. They got a little bit more. There was a big, kind of a big hubbub at work yesterday because some of the people didn't show up. Because it was technically like the first day that you could even potentially take for a snow day. And then I guess they decided not to open till 8. Like they told the shop workers that normally get there at 6 to wait till 8. Um so then they didn't send a message to all of us, which I mean didn't make a difference to me because I go in at 8 anyways, um but they were saying that we probably all should have gotten a message. And then one of my coworkers, she lives in the same town that I do. She decided to just call in on a snow day, so then she got in trouble for that. But but in town here, I mean, on the street here, it's snow packed. But going down the highway, it was all nice and clear.
Yeah, ours wasn't totally bad, honestly. It's been a long time since we had anything like us. Kind of know that now the warehouse people, they'll still be have to ship any.
Yeah. Well,
But
I
see,
wish.
here's the reason is because we got other locations, so they can there and that is locally, you know, get. But
Yeah.
that's the
I
thing.
I wish I I miss being able to remote because yeah, you would never have to if it snowed, you would never have to miss a day of work.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not wild about I have to work, but I mean,
Oh, I liked it.
I don't. Yes, well, I have to sit and work right here where I am sitting and gaming. I don't. I can't. I don't have a. I would like to have a separate space if I could. I don't associate.
Oh, I guess I kind of had like it was in the same room, but it was a different area set up for it. So maybe that was part of it.
Well, and then also I don't like having the web phone stuff. I mean, I use it. It's just it's cumbersome.
Oh, we used our cell phones, but um now I have unlimited everything, so it wasn't a huge deal for me. If it was if I was actually having to pay for, if I'd had to pay because I was taking phone calls from work, that'd have been a little bit different. But
Well, see, I wouldn't. I just I don't have Teams. I don't have it on my phone. I don't have my work. I don't have. I mean, I can log in like through a browser, yes, but um, I don't. Everybody like that communicates like cell phone. Hey, like no, my work device is the only log into my work email, other device. I have done it on my phone through the browser, but that's about it. But that's when I've been just away, traveling or something for work. But that's so rare, and days we have to take customer your stuff probably mostly in.
No, because back then I was taking customer calls too. In fact, I had one guy because that was another thing. We had it set up so that if they called our office phone, it would patch it through to our cell phones. You could set it up to do that.
Yeah, and I think our phone
And
system could do that, but I mean, okay, but
the, the,
I would. They never asked us, but if they would, I'd refuse.
now the only thing that happened, I had one customer, because it would give out your cell phone like on the caller ID. And I had one customer, and thankfully he was very cool about it. But I suppose because everybody was pretty much doing remote at that time, everybody kind of knew what the deal was. But he, I think about the second or third time I was talking to him, trying to get him helped out. Uh, he goes, "This number I see on my caller ID." He goes, "That's your cell phone, isn't it?" And I go, "Yeah." And he's like, "All right." And then I I think this must have been the last time that I had to help him because I never heard from him after that. He never tried to call her.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Fortunately, we had panels. We did have web phone, which again, don't hate it, but don't love it because I don't have a handset and I don't like having the earbuds and that and then use the mouse to aim. Well, I mean, I 10 key to dial, but extensions click through. I just not not as convenient. I just desk phone. And I don't know, maybe I'm a little old school that way. I guess I want to receive. And I like my desk phone. Got the directory and everything. Got technically like 100 something extensions because that's about how many people there are in the company now. I don't know if there's not quite many. But all the other locations, it's honestly it's kind of rare. But sometimes got somebody over there. But because we mainly do all the like industrial stuff support out of two offices. The others they do the other out of there for our salesmen. But yeah, it would stink because they're being remote is because I'd also and internally depending on especially the salesmen out in the field would be wouldn't always phone in, they do a Teams call, laptop or that. So when obviously things are different, and you're like, oh shoot, I gotta go and answer it. Customer calls in over here, and you gotta mute that or log out or whatever. Yeah, it's just an work. I guess with that well, and I like being in the office with coworkers. It's a heck of a lot easier times to holler across the kids about
See,
something.
that's my new place, or the place I'm working at now. That's the problem they're having, understanding with me is, um, I'm one. I don't necessarily need coworkers around. All I really, like, just give me my music and give me my space and let me work. Well, when they set this new area up, they set it up because they want everybody to kind of, they don't want them like talking to the point where they're like not working, but they want them to kind of talk and stuff, and they're having a little bit of an issue trying to figure out like how I work, and that I don't work best that way, and
Well, yeah. See, our
they're
we're
they're getting it figured out. It's only taken them like a year and a half.
yeah. Well, I mean, everybody does. Some of them content to kind of like melt low at a. Then I'll put in my head when I earbuds when I need to put my head down and on a project. I'm always getting interrupted by messages, regular phone queue, but I can technically log out of the phones, get the phone queue, but I don't know, kind of probably something touchy, maybe a touchy situation. Now they're document calls you making,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, we had that.
Basically, it's a metric they can judge you by, so
Yeah.
taking enough KPI. Come on, we're all adults here. We're working. I'm not wild. It's wild about some of the stuff just because it's becoming more like a big company. Not really Big Brother stuff, but just monitoring, or they're just monitoring kind of stuff like that where I've never needed monitoring.
Yeah.
And actually, I know. Might be some that are not in my office. Pretty.
Yeah.
Part of what I like working there is every an adult and no drama. None of that stuff. Maybe there is, or they are doing it to prevent.
Well, see, and that's
Just
it.
never used to be
My
that way. So
that's what my
I'm
place
adapting.
is. That's what my place is. Seems, I think, from my opinion, seems to be worried about is that they think that you have to kind of prove that you're going to be someone that's going to sit there and actually work, or maybe you don't sit there, maybe you work out in the shop, but even then you got to kind of prove that you're. And it's like, I kind of get where you're coming from, because we all have this bad stigma about like certain generations coming up now and
Yeah,
stuff, but I'm like, I think they kind of tend to forget where I'm, where I came from, or maybe not where I came from, but what generation or how old I actually am. I'm like, I'm gonna sit there and work, just, but I also like to just be, when I do that stuff, just kind of be left alone.
yeah. Well, and I kind of forgot about sort of that generational, but yeah, again, but see, that's the thing. Like my manager now and come and gone. Like I'm the old. There's only, not counting this guy. Whatever. There's 3/4 of us OGs in their 20+ years, and but all these new people, they don't know. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know my work history, so I just get almost like I mean, yeah, I do have a good one, Like everybody that come in new and that works for them figures it out pretty quick. Guy A works. He knows things. Just knows
Mhm.
things. But that's the thing. The others were and they build that. But yet I still have to be judged as if I'm an employee kind of. Well, and then some of the changes. Yeah, so I sort of make sure the dog is along with us. I get that vibe. Like I said, figured out pretty quick. Oh, we don't have to really have to make. But yet they got to be show favorites, and I
Yeah.
get it. Like I said, I begrudgingly I get that awkward. Maybe want to have to, but they have to. Sue. You know, somebody could get all buttered. Something.
Yeah.
Because of a generation.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Work with solid millennials, probably more closer to younger millennials. They're not late. So that's the thing. I don't get where this stigma stems. Anything. And
I don't know.
and me
I don't
being
know
on
if
the me
I don't
being
know
on
if it's
that border is like, well, Gen X is supposed to be the would it, attitude generation. Anything, got to worry about Gen X. But even then, that's a good time.
I didn't think it was millennials. I thought it was the ones behind them.
Well, the Gen Z. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like I said, we haven't hired in. I'd be on.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna bring the truck
But
over.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean the workplace is ever evolving. There's just some things. Some of the younger employees, they're not bad things. It's just their thought process around that is really. I tell you what, it's one thing that is odd to me, life balance thing, and I think it's a good thing. Fucking it, just it never entered my mind. Hey, how you make livings? Oh, I guess I'm a bit of a company man. Like
Oh well,
maybe to a fault sometimes.
it's
I don't take enough time for myself. Like when it's honestly when it's due to me, kind of, or just things like I don't take breaks, whatever. I don't feel compelled to. I feel like I'd be loafing. But
oh
again, that's that whole farmer mentality. Up with feels weird to just even though it's completely fine and all that, to just sit there, take 5 minutes, get out of your seat, go, when you need to. I don't guess growing up it seemed a sun up, sun down. You didn't you didn't quit till the job was done, I guess. Even if you
I don't
wanted.
know if we need to do anything unless you want to, because we can always sell these, and then we've got enough money that if we ever get to another harvest, we can.
Well, I think this is up here. I think this is a good. We'll go park these wherever you want to park them, but
We can just
it's
leave them here.
it's a school night. Have
Oh, I bet
there is some down sort of a downtime routine like
Yeah, I hear you.
like that before bed, like on our Friday nights and such. Doesn't matter.
my um don't necessarily have like anything that I have to do before we go to bed. Uh, but um, like tomorrow, I was thinking about just thinking about my day because the snowstorm kind of screwed up my early afternoons on Friday. It screwed me up by an hour, so now I've got to, like, instead of 4 hours tomorrow, um I'll have 5, which isn't a huge deal. It's just that unless I go in at 7, which I have had a hard time getting up in this cold, getting up early. I just want to sleep. Um, sleep in and stuff. But am I going the right way?
Talking about I might have had it.
No, I mean that's not what. It was pulled the right direction, but I didn't know if I needed this turn off or not. Oh, there's the green bins.
But yeah, also, and it could just a generational too. Like I'm a morning person, I like to get my right away. Others they would prefer to roll in if they could. Best part of the day is towards the not the winter time, but in the summertime, best part of the day towards the afternoon. So I want to get all my stuff in the morning so I can or work on the other like even at work projects like little things just for myself, reading up some training documents that I like to have my afternoons to then do that and with option not have it weighing on my mind. Oh, I've got to do this, got to do that, got this, that deadline. I think most people
I like going in just listening to the radio, and I've got a few shows that I like listening to in the morning, and just I don't know.
I just get too many
I just
interruptions that I can't really listen to that. So it's just music, and then I rip the headphone bud out when the phone rings.
when I was scrounging around today, anyways, because I basically have been running ever since after work. I just got back and had supper from after hitting the gym, so.
Okay, I think I'm